or a number of potential existential threats have come up in this conversation. I mean, China, Russia, North Korea. I don't know if we mentioned North Korea, but Pakistan, Iran, Israel, Palestine, this conflict between Turkey and Greece. Do you not see a potential World War III as being a serious looming existential military threat for the United States?
No, I do. I really do. And it's easy to envision. China has about 1,000 deliverable nuclear weapons. We have about 5,500. And I would think that if they decide to cross the South China Sea, or the Taiwan Strait, I should say, they could probably take Taiwan. It would be very costly, but they could probably take it. But if we tried to prevent that with a carrier group, I don't think it would and then we put it in the Taiwan Strait, I don't think it would last 1 minute. They have the ability to launch 5,000 or 6,000 small surface-to-ship missiles or drones at 2 inches above the water at night, and you couldn't stop that. And they could take out a $14 billion carrier and 5,000 sailors. So what would we do in response to that? And what would they do in response to that? And what would Russia do? What would India do? What would North Korea do? All of these things can happen. And so it's if you're an American and, it's very important that you are able to convince people that this key to their peace and calm is to have as powerful a military as possible for deterrence, to protect your national interests, but more importantly, to protect the post-war world. And you can see it breaking down. If you look at major maritime corridors that were considered calm and open to world shipping, the Straits of Hormuz, essential to European import of oil. Iran just took a container ship and hijacked it right on the high seas, took it just stole it. If you look at the Red Sea, which is important to go through the Suez Canal, it's non-navigable. You can't navigate it because of Houthis missiles. Insurance companies won't insure it. If you look at the Black Sea, it provided maritime commerce for a lot of different nations. It's not navigable now because of the Ukraine war and Russia Ukraine has sunk 1/3 of the Russian fleet, and Russia's forbidden a lot of countries to come into the Black Sea. If you look at the Eastern Mediterranean, the same thing. It's very treacherous to have a ship come in. So insidiously, without our awareness, this post-war order that was enforced by the United States, and we are confronted with debt and tribalism and a lack of confidence in our military, and we're not producing weaponry or wherewithal or economic heft to ensure this order of Western nations. Maybe our weakness will encourage the Europeans to step up, or the Australians or the British, who knows? But right now, China and Russia and Iran and North Korea and others feel that this is a moment of opportunity, that we are sort of like 5th century Rome in decline. And, decline is a choice. It's not inevitable. And we'll see what happens. But I'm a little worried about this administration because I think the United States is still very powerful, but some foreign powers may make the wrong conjectures that after the Afghanistan skedaddle and the Chinese spy balloon traversing with impunity and our lukewarm support for Israel, at least in certain matters, and the appearance of Joe Biden as being predictable and older and somewhat cognitively challenged, they'll think that this is a rare moment and they won't have another one like it. And there'll be a correction at some point. And now would be a good time. I think Putin thought that. I think Hamas thought that. And I think the Chinese are weighing in. They think we're going to watch and see what the next election's like and what's the ultimate fate of Ukraine versus Russia and how Israel does against Hezbollah and Iran. And what the United States response is. So it's going to be very dangerous, I think, especially up until January 21st of next year.